Hi, I'm Ryan Richard.
And I'm Whitney McDuffie. We are here with Steve Huffman of the Mobile Fire Department Training Center.
And we have a few questions for him today. What do you do here at the Mobile Fire Department Training Center?
Well, actually, my office is just located here at the Training Academy. I'm the spokesperson for the Mobile Fire Rescue Department. I handle all media requests. I go do public speaking. I'm also the photographer, and there's a lot of other little duties that I do in the background as well.
Do you remember where you were when 9/11 took place?
Yes, I was actually in my office back when it was at Central Fire Station downtown. The initial plane that crashed into it, somebody had the TV on watching the news and said, hey, a plane just crashed in one of the Twin Towers in New York. And of course we all gathered around the television to see what was going on. Initially we all thought, just like most people, that it was an accident, that the plane crashed accidentally for whatever reason. And then while we're watching all this taking place and unfolding live, the second plane crashed, and we realized then that this is not an accident, this is something much more than that.
What was your initial reaction whenever you heard about all of what was going on?
Well, obviously we were a little confused by it because this is something that's never happened to us here in the United States. Of course, we initially went into lockdown mode because we didn't know if this was going to be widespread, whether it was isolated just to New York. Of course, we did find out later on that it was not isolated just to New York because the Pentagon was struck as well as in Pennsylvania. So we initially went out to the Mobile County Emergency Management Agency and set up out there, which is where we operate whenever there's a mass emergency in the county.
When does the Mobile Fire Department do to show commemorates to 9/11?
Well, every year we have a little service out at Station 22 at Regency on Airport Boulevard near University. We have a memorial out there set up for all the fallen firefighters from Mobile Fire Rescue. And then we do a little service every September 11th, and it usually starts around 8:52, which is when the first plane struck the tower.
Thank you for this interview.
Thank you. Would y'all like to take a tour of the site?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're back with Steve Huffman. Steve, what's the big building behind us?
This is probably the most prominent prop that we have on our training facility. This is our 4-story training tower. We can build fires in it, put smoke in it. They rappel off the top of it. There's a sprinkler system inside. There's a standpipe system, which is internal pipes that we can connect from the outside and flow water through it and basically drown out the whole building. They can also hook up fire hose inside and simulate fighting fires. We've got furniture in there. We've got obstacles of all types where they have to search for a baby that's hidden in the building. So it's a multi-purpose type building. And this is very prominent on the fire ground out here.
That's cool. So how do you light it to train people?
There in the bottom of what we call the basement is a tray, a large tray. And we put wood and pine straw and stuff like that in there and let it build up a good fire and smoke it up and heat it up. This is as close to a real fire as the firefighters in training will get. Eventually what will happen through their training is we'll get an actual house, we'll set it on fire, and they'll get to go in there and practice putting it out. But until that time, this is kind of a step forward to that. When you initially take them in here, we put theatrical smoke in it, so there's no heat, it's just pretend smoke. As they go through their training, then we'll put real fire in there and heat it up just like they would in a real house. It can get up to 800,000 degrees inside. That's
cool. So how would you put it out once it's lit?
Well, that's what it's all about, is putting the fire out. And they've got fire hose and plenty of water out here, and
that's cool.
And they put it out.
So you said something earlier about rappelling. So they rappel from that?
They rappel from the top of the building up there. We have a technical rescue team that does all confined space and high angle rescues, and then they come down here and practice. Also, every recruit that goes through here will learn to rappel before they leave.
That's cool. So would they rappel with it on fire too?
No, we don't typically do both at the same time. We will put some theatrical smoke in there, but typically we won't put the real fire in there whenever they're practicing rappelling.
This has been Ryan Richard with Steve Huffman, and next up is Whitney McDuffie to check out a cool airplane they use to train on.
And I'm back with Steve Huffman talking about this airplane that they use for training, how many airports are in Mobile, and what is the benefit of having an airplane at this training center?
We have 2 airports here in the city of Mobile. One is the regional airport where most people travel in and out of, and then we have Brookley Field downtown where most commercial flights and small planes go in and out of. And it's also the site where Airbus is building their plant where they'll be building airplanes, and they'll be taking off from there as well.
How do they use this airplane to train?
Well, we can actually use it a number of ways. For us, we use it for rescue, simulating that there's a fire on board. It may be filled with smoke. Also, we use it for firefighting purposes because usually with an airplane incident, there's going to be a fire involved in it. Police department and FBI and other law enforcement agencies will use it for terrorist training. They'll go in and they'll have passengers on board. Somebody may have hijacked it, and then they go in and try to rescue those passengers off the plane.